What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds. And as voted by you guys, we're doing the Denver Broncos. We're now into the home stretch of the rebuilds. We have 4 remaining, including this one. So you'd figure, out of the 4 teams remaining, this is probably going to be the most difficult because we still have the Vikings, Falcons, and Rams to come, and those rosters are pretty good. But to make it a little bit different, we are starting in 2017, but we're just going to act like, what will probably be the biggest transaction, unless maybe like Philly trades Nick Foles, something like that, this offseason, is where is Kirk Cousins going to sign. I'm going to let history speak for itself, and I'm going to go and say he's going to go to the Denver Broncos. So just put a different spin in this rebuild, not drafting Darnold, Rosen, Baker Mayfield, anything like that. We're going to go with the Broncos signing Kirk Cousins. Now, there's a couple teams Kirk Cousins can go to: the Jets, Cardinals, Vikings, Browns. I'm just going to go with the team that's already, gave a bunch of money to a, medium to short-term quarterback in Peyton Manning. Obviously, Kirk Cousins has a little bit more tread left on the tire. But John Elway will sacrifice long-term development for short-term gain with his quarterback. So I'm gonna say that he's going to go to Denver. In reality, I would definitely put Denver as, I think Vikings are the best fit, but Denver's definitely the second best fit. So we're going to see what happens. And we've already used Kirk Cousins on a rebuild when we did the Washington Redskins. It didn't work out. But that was an 84 base Kirk Cousins. This is the end of season ratings, and he's an 86. At least, or maybe he's just an 84, and he's an 86 in this scheme. Anyways, when we did the Redskins rebuild, it didn't work with Kirk. And then the final year, we signed Russell Wilson, and we won the Super Bowl. But, it's a new year, new team, new environment, better weapons. So we'll see what we can do with Kirk Cousins. So now that we look at this roster, it's a little yin, a little yang. There's definitely some aspects of, yes, we need to rebuild that really, really badly. And there's also aspects of, like, win now. There's a bunch of players that are in win now mode. And now, trying to balance out my win-loss record in Madden 18 for the rebuilds, which is not very good right now. We have a lot more losses than wins. Now we're down the final 4 rebuilds. I want to go 4-0. So what I'm going to do here is usually we make the playoffs any year that's not year 4, being a little bit more lenient with that. I just sim it straight up. But if we make the playoffs even year 1, year 2, something like that, I'm just going to play the moment. So I'm not going to go all in, but I'm going to try to have a little bit of influence because I just want to get some wins, get some dubs. So here's our roster. Kirk Cousins will be our starting quarterback. At the running back spot, we have C.J. Anderson here. He's an 87. Now, I know in real life that the Broncos are trying to land Kirk Cousins, and they may be letting C.J. Anderson go, and I think that would be a mistake. I think C.J. Anderson is one of the most underrated running backs in the National Football League. And if he does go, there's a big name on the market. I think maybe, we don't know yet, but Carlos Hyde from the 49ers, Le'Veon Bell's probably going to stay in Pittsburgh. I think C.J. Anderson might be, if he's, if he does get released, the top free agent for any team that needs a running back. I think he's really, really solid. We have Booker here for a nice little receiving threat. The wide receivers, there you go, win now. Speaking of win now mode, we got a 22. Carlos Hanfelder had one of the most overrated ratings from any rookie in the ratings. Whatever, we'll take it. But Sanders is 30, Marius Thomas is 29, 90, and 88 overall, respectively. Those guys are in win now mode, and I'm not going to try to flip them. I'm not going to try to trade them or anything like that. We're going to give him, him, as in Kirk Cousins, as many weapons as possible to try to win as soon as possible. But we definitely, if this is going to be a long-term rebuild, wide receiver is a spot that we're going to need to focus in on. Tight end spots, pretty much non-existent. There's some talent there. Huerman, 77. You got Jake Butt, who, if he didn't play in the bowl game, might have been, that's actually not that bad. I might, what I'm going to do? I'm low-key going to make Jake Butt my starter because, in reality, man, he had an injury. If he didn't have that injury, he probably would have been right up there with, like, the O.J. Howarth and David Njoku's in the draft in that first-round conversation. So we're going to give him an honest chance. The offensive line is, Garrett Bowles was our first-round draft pick. He is kind of old. He's 25. But I've seen him get absolutely butchered in the sim. I've seen him give out, like, 40, 50 sacks. But, he might be able to develop it into a serviceable left tackle. He kind of is built like a right tackle, so maybe we'll slide him over there. But we know he should be one of our 5 starters for the whole rebuild. Left guard, Max Garcia from Florida. He's not going to cut it. Center, you have Matt Paradis, who's an 81. Should be a nice little band-aid there at center. Right guard, Juan Leary. He's an 84. He's pretty good, but he's 28, so the age kind of sucks. Pretty much need to build the offensive line, but, with how easy it is to draft offensive linemen, that's not that big of a worry. Looking at defensive end. What do we got here at right end? There's just a bunch of mediocrity. Derek Wolfe, usually he's a free agent. I don't know what his contract's looking like. That's a pretty big cap hit for an 82 overall. You got Shelby Harris here, who's on $600K, but I will figure it out there. And, there's nothing special here in Casas. D tackle, you have 8. We got to get a nose tackle big time. Outside linebacker, you have Von Miller, but even Von Miller, he's 28. Like, we're going to roll with Von Miller. He's one of those guys that really holds on to his rating fairly well, like Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, even though they get, at the end of the 5 years, they're pretty old. They'll still have like a 95, 96. So Von Miller is, the key piece on our defense. Middle linebacker's not bad. Todd Davis, Brandon Marcel, definitely might need to keep an eye on that. Right outside linebacker, you have Shaq Barrett, you have Shane Ray. You know what actually I'm going to do? We'll see. We'll throw Shaq Barrett up on the trade block. We'll see if we can get any offers from there. He's an 82. Might be able to fetch his second or third round pick. Secondary, win now mode. Absolutely. You get Bradley Roby. He's looking nice. Chris Harris should be fine, but I mean, keep to lead. I could try. You know what we're going to do here? I'm going to try to trade him. We might be able to fleece the system here a little bit, but in reality, I mean, Akeem Talib is really good, but he's also kind of expensive, and he's really slow, and more so, I want to get Bradley Roby snaps sooner than later. I feel like if we start him now, we might be able to get him up to an 85 next season, and then our team's looking better long term. Free safety Simmons, he looks nice, 23-84. Strong safety Darian Stewart is a 76. We probably need another strong safety. Special teams is fine. So we're going to simulate just 1 week here. See if we get any trade offers for Shaq Barrett or Akeem Talib, which we should get one for both. And we did. So starting with Shaq Barrett, I'm really taking anything, man. Like I said, I need to win Super Bowls. Bottom line. So we got a second round pick. We got a first round pick and a 6 from the Jets. And a first. No, we're definitely going with the Jets. Thank you very much. That's highway robbery. Shaq Barrett's like one of those guys, too. How does he have that high of a Madden rating? That's already 2 people. This is not realistic at all. We got first round here from Houston. Jesse J, they keep flooding that one in there. Who is going to have... I already see a couple first rounders. Bo Allen, we do need a nose tackle, but he's not really a nose tackle. You know what? Let's just go all in here. We're going to Washington. We're pretty much the Redskins, the Washington Broncos here with Kirk Cousins, and now we just robbed them of their first pick. So now there's all you people. This is not realistic. You know what? When you have to deal with the Madden sim as much as I do, you do what you can. So we're stretching the rules slightly. I mean, the game offered it to us. We weren't going out to fleece them. We straight up put some players up, and that's what came in. Versus us, trying to manipulate and get Khalil Mack for like a third round pick or something like that. Third round pick in Jamal Charles. But anyways, with that all in, like I said, we're in a little bit of fantasy world here with Kirk Cousins, and it's the 2017 season. We have 3 first-round picks next year in the 2019 draft to hopefully help us out. But looking at a roster, win now mode, see what we can do here in the 2017 season and try to bring a Super Bowl back to the Mile High State. My God, how are we 0-7? How are we 0-7? Look at the rosters. I mean, maybe we don't resign Kirk Cousins. 4-year deal. We got some guys here that want some money. Most of them are expendable, to be honest with you. Todd Davis not bad. He's 25. So we'll resign Todd Davis. And I mean, it's in the name for Kirk Cousins. We'll give him a contract here. But at least now we remember. Short memory. What happened with the Redskins. So like, if we have another bad year next year, we have 3 first-round picks. I'll draft a quarterback, but we'll pay him that kind of money, and hopefully, it's just the offensive line issue or something like that. All right, so at the end of the first season, I guess the Madden gods were punishing me for making that Akeem Talib trade because we went 1-15. That is one of the worst records I've ever had in a rebuild. We have the number 1 overall pick. This already might be a quarterback. Like, if I could get, one of those guys that looks like he's going to be an 87 quarterback, because I've never gotten one of those, I might have to go for it. We might have to have a QB controversy. We might have to have a Kirk Cousins RG3 scenario. Look at the stats. Kirk Cousins, I mean, that's not terrible. 4,000 yards, 28 TDs, 19. Obviously, the interceptions are high, but 28 TDs, 4,000 yards, that's kind of like the minimum you'd want to hit. So it's not like he had a terrible year. Getting sacked 56 times was not good. Oh, we could not run the ball. Less than 1,000 yards. Oh, CJ. I was pumping him up too at the beginning of the video. As far as receiving, 84 catches, 2 TDs for Emmanuel Sanders, almost 1,300 yards, 12 TDs from Marius Thomas. He balled out. 943 and 6 from Henderson's, not bad as well. 428 and 2 from Butt. Ha! 376 and 4 from CJ. I mean, it's not terrible. I guarantee Garrett Bowles gave up so many sacks. Watch this. 23. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm going to probably try to salvage him moving to right tackle. But every sim I've seen, he has been horrific. And I don't know why. I don't know why they hate him. He's a decent looking prospect. He's like slightly a mini Lane Johnson. But the Madden sim does not like him. Todd Davis, who we were able to re-sign, 144 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 interception. We got 122 tackles from Von Miller, 105 from Shelby Harris, 103 from Bradley Roby, and 100 from Shane Ray. And Mr. Shelby Harris with 13 sacks. I did not re-sign him yet. Might need to look at him in the last window because that is pretty damn productive. But then again, Madden sometimes will have players in contract years. I guess that's somewhat realistic, but limited realisms in the franchise mode is that players in contract years always perform pretty well. We got 8 sacks here from Vaughn, which is low from him. Von Miller, if you remember, he was the number 2 player according to the NFL top 100 players as voted by the players, which is absolutely ridiculous. 2 Bixkus Harris, 2 Justin Simmons. I mean, maybe missing out. Like, watch Aqib Talib get Defensive Player of the Year. Let's check those stats up there. Overall, though, defense wasn't up to par. Tom Brady got the MVP award. No one. AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Tom Brady. No one there. Defensive Player of the Year went to Melvin Ingram. No one there. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Shawn Watson. There's no one. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to T.J. Watt. We had no one. Yikes. That's the rough one, but when you go 1-15, that's kind of what happens. We got some decent XP, almost 2,500 for Vance Joseph's not that bad considering he's a level 1. But that is this was a rough old season there, fellas. So let's jump into the offseason. We have the number 1 overall pick. So I'm pretty good at drafting. I need to get at least an 81 plus, 80 plus. So let's jump into the offseason. All right, so here's a quick look at our draft class, and with the first pick, I'm just gonna go quickly because I'm gonna modify these guys up. We got 83 overall wide receiver, the best wide receiver we've been able to draft, and I actually looked into it. I think it was the Browns. Also got an 83 wide receiver in the first, so there was 2 guys. I didn't even see that guy. Didn't even look that good, but still, I'll take that. 76 right end in the second. Normal dev trades kind of suck, but for these 3 offensive linemen, 77, 74, 75. All have quick devs, 67 linebacker. This was a 7th round defensive end projected to go undrafted. Moved him to D tackle. He shot to a 78 overall. Very juicy. 78 overall with a 51 awareness. So there's plenty of room to grow. Let's modify these prospects up. And, even if it doesn't work out this year, we got 3 first-round picks next season, baby. Let's go. All right, so here is our draft class. In the first round, we just went with the best wide receiver for the 2018 draft that we made. Him, Calvin Ridley from Alabama, 6'1", 194, normal dev, 97 speed. He's got pro comps, not my words, but the Marvin Harrison on NFL.com and the like. So adding him to the mix, plus, he's kind of, as he's coming in, we do know that Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders are going out. So at least we kind of have a nice little staple here, and we're probably going to work right now because XP is looking pretty damn fine. Could maybe help us catch the traffic, but working on that dev trait and boosting that up. With the second round pick, I made it Rasheem Green from USC. 76 overall. This guy is a very talented defensive end. Really nice fit for our 3-4. Third round, Gary made it Tony Adams from NC State. 76 quick dev. Very talented interior offensive lineman for the upcoming draft class. We left these guys as is. This guy here was originally a 76 right guard. We need a new left tackle because I moved Bowles from left tackle to right. He was a 77, I believe, 76, 77 left tackle. I moved him to right tackle. He shot up to an 82. So I don't know what I'm going to do at left tackle here. Maybe we throw Deerdorf to the Wolves. He's a 73, but he has that quick dev trait. So as long as he's not getting massacred, he might have something there. I don't know yet. We'll have to find out what guy can be like the least turnstile on the offensive line. We might have to put Bowles back there, actually. And then with our last round pick, we made it Tim Settle from Virginia Tech. One of the best nose tackles in this year's draft class, probably the second best after Vita Valle. So throw in whatever storyline you want here, maybe a drug test, something like that. There's a reason why he fell to the 7th round. But very odd to have him here. We'll probably start him as our nose tackle. So there's a draft class, a very good draft class. We need to improve upon our 1-15 record. There was one quarterback that I thought about taking in this year's draft class just to make it interesting, but he just wasn't good enough to use the first overall pick, and he ended up being this guy, a 79 superstar. Ultimately, like I said, if I'm drafting a QB, looking at next year's draft with 3 first-round picks, I'm only drafting one if I can get one of those 85, 86, 87 overall QBs that have eluded me for this entire rebuild, outside of 1 year, I believe. Let's jump into year number 2 now. All right, so it's good for year number 2. Offense looks intriguing. We moved Emmanuel Sanders to the slot. We'll have Calvin Ridley starting on the outside with the Bears. Thomas Kirk Cousins regressed 2 points to an 84. A little bit worried about that. Jake Butt's up to an 80, which is nice. Bowles is now an 82 right tackle, which is lovely. But I'm going to need to apologize to Kirk Cousins, as you know, he is a quick dev. That's pretty much all we have going here with the left tackle at the 73. Don't know how well that's going to work. Our center's not too great. Offensive line still a work in progress. We're going to be able to fix that all in one draft. On the defensive side of things, you know, we're going with Settle starting. We're going with Green starting. Going with the young guys here to get them some experience. But outside of that, everything else remains the same. Simmons is actually looking like he's going to develop very, very nicely. He's up +1. I think Roby's up +2. He got to that 85 mark, which is beautiful. All right. Better than 1 in. I don't even care if we go 1 in 15. We have 3 first-round picks. I'd love to have multiple top 10 picks to hit on some draft picks. Looking at what we need. I'm not going to completely roll a quarterback. We might need another wide receiver. We could definitely use a center or a left tackle. We could use strong safety. We could, there's some holes on this team here. But let's not completely write off this season yet. Let's try to be competitive. Let's try to win this one. Let's go. Well, the team's playing terrible once again. We're not going to talk about the record. We're just going to talk about signing. Bradley Roby is coming back, as well as Shane Ray. If Shane Ray doesn't want to take this deal, though, we might need to let him go. He's not developing at all. So that's not going to be a major loss, even though, we did trade Shaq Barrett, which could be, a little bit of a regret. But first and foremost, we're going to be bringing back Bradley Roby. All right, here we are at the end of year number 2. It's not looking hot once again. 6-10, so last of the AFC West, back-to-back season. But hey, look at the positive. That's 5 more wins than what we had last season. Silver linings everywhere. Kirk Cousins again doing. When you get the sacks, we knew the sacks were gonna be bad. 60 up from last year, but 4,100 yards, 27 TDs, 8. Like that's kind of what he got the last time we used him in rebuild. Again, we might have him for another year. It's only 200 pounds. Jesus Christ, Kirk, hit the gym. But if we can hit on a good QB in the first round, which I don't know what our highest pick is going to be, I might pull the trigger. Running the ball, CJ Anderson again. We're not running the ball well at all. 800 yards, no 1,000-yard rusher. In terms of receiving, 2,000-yard receivers, 1,000 yards, 8 TDs for Sanders, 1,309 for Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas has been balling out. 704 from Jake Butt. That's a good season. 704 from Calvin Ridley. That's a I would expect a little bit more from my 83 wide receiver, to be honest with you, my rookie. Because, he's not going to get the Rookie of the Year and get that free bump in dev trade, which means we're probably going to spend all of his XP to get him up to a quick. That's not, whatever. It is what it is. On the offensive line, Bulls only 9 sacks. Okay, it's down 32 for Deerdorf. That is horrendous, but, it is what it is. Linebacker sport, we got 166 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions from Todd Davis, 112 tackles, 8 TFLs, 14 sacks, and a pick from Von Miller. That's exactly what we need to see from Von Miller. 9.5 sacks from rookie Rasheem Green, 10 tackles for loss. Very good season there. 3 sacks from Shane Ray, who we did re-sign. I don't know why. Probably a waste of money. He's not doing well in the sim. On the interceptions, probably got 5 picks. Chris Harris, 4 from Bradley Roby. So there you go. Get a nice little, Aqib Talib who, and now we have that first-round pick. But interceptions outside. We definitely want. This defense is not performing like the Broncos defense should, which is a little disappointing. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Tom Brady once again. That guy we passed on got 8 for the Saints, which as is tradition. Alex Smith went to the Redskins. We got Kirk Cousins, and he came in at 7. And the AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Tom Brady. We're probably gonna have no one there. Defensive Player of the Year went to Avery Williamson, with Todd Davis at 5, Von Miller at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Wes Brockmeyer, with the other 83 wide receiver coming in at number 2. Calvin Ridley coming in at number 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Dejon Berry. We'll go Dejon. Adam Thielen's brother coming in at 2. Rasheem Green at 3. I'll take that. Tim Settle at 9. Not bad. Not respectable year. 5 more wins than we had last year. 3 first-round picks coming up. Let's see, what's our own pick? We have our first-round pick, the Jets' first-round pick, and the Redskins' first-round pick. So we're going to pick 3rd, 2 top 10 picks. Damn, the Redskins, oof. Okay, well, that one kind of sucks. But 2 top 10 picks. Might not be able to get that special QB if there is one. But hey, let's jump into the offseason. See what happens. All right, so here we go. It's free agency. We had to make some cuts. I got rid of Derek Wolfe and CJ Anderson because we saw David Johnson is a free agent. There's a 77 created right tackle. Better believe I'm going to try to sign this guy and slide him over to right tackle, or left tackle, sorry. But, yeah, I've never signed David Johnson in a rebuild. And with a running back struggling every year, he could be the piece that gets us over. We have $4 million of cap left, but next year, we'll move on from probably both Emmanuel Sanders and Marius Thomas. That frees up like $20 million in cap. So fingers crossed, we have like 4 or 5 points over the second place team for David Johnson. I really, really want to sign him. Come on, baby. Give me David Johnson. And he rejected us. Well, you know what? This is where you go with your tail between the legs because Tevin Coleman was the second option. And Tevin Coleman's actually a proven monster here. In, it could be worse. Especially because we cut CJ Anderson. I think he already re-signed somewhere. Let's give him this. 5.5 over 3. Where does that put us? That puts us at number 1. Oh, CJ Anderson's still there. But look at that. That's a 5-point upgrade. You're getting 2 years younger. I'll take Tevin Coleman. There actually is a decent-looking running back in free agency. In the draft. And what? Why don't you want to... Alright, I guess we're redrafting said running back probably. Let's go to the draft, man. Oh, fuck. Another boring-ass rebuild, man. Come on. This sim sucks. Alright, here's a quick peek at our draft class before we modify. Once again, preparing for life beyond Sanders and Thomas. We have 3 first-round picks. So our first one, we just get an 80 overall. We can't buy a good development trait to save our life at wide receiver. But look at that. 6'3", 96 speed. Pretty much damn Julio Jones 2.0. We got a 77 left tackle. You know, I didn't really need a tackle. I thought this guy was going to be an absolute monster. He put up 40 on the bench press. That's not bad, but I mean, we did sign a tackle in free agency. We have to wait and see. And then we traded out because literally this is the worst quarterback class I've ever seen. Like, there was 1 first-round quarterback. The rest were like 3rd and 4th rounders. And I saw the running back I wanted was late second. So we picked up a first-round pick from the Cleveland Browns next year. And we drafted this guy, 79 quick running back here. 6 feet tall, 230 with 91 acceleration, 89 speed. Got good carrying, good trucking. This guy's a monster. Not as good as David Johnson, not as good as Tevin Coleman, but not even as good as CJ Anderson. At least there's some upside here. CJ Anderson wasn't really going anywhere. This guy here in the 3rd round was a defensive end, 71. Moved him to D tackle. He's a 79. Beautiful. 5th round, we got a 78 center here with quick dev. And then the best pick of the draft in the 6th round, we got a 78 superstar linebacker. Didn't scout him at all. Well, I'm not going to lie. Went highest combine score. This guy's a beast. We'll ignore that last pick. That guy does not exist. Let's add these guys up. Back-to-back tremendous draft classes. And next year, we have 2 first-round picks as well. All right, so here is our now modified draft class. In the 1st round, we made our wide receiver N'Keal Harry from Arizona State, 80 overall. I mean, the speed's probably not going to be exactly that, but he is going to be, in my opinion, along with A.J. Brown, one of the top wide receivers in next year's draft class. Actually looks in 2019 in real life is going to be a pretty good draft class, the wide receiver spot, I believe. Our left tackle, we made it Jonah Williams from Alabama, 77 normal. 2nd round running back, had to modify the stats slightly and dump the awareness down because I had to bump up his receiving stats. But ultimately, I made it Rodney Anderson from Oklahoma, 79 quick, pretty much a mini Joe Mixon. Like, almost like for like. Both had some off-field issues. Both pretty much had the exact same play style. So we'll see what he can do. We made this guy here, Kendrick Norton from Miami, 79 overall. He was a defensive end that he slotted over. He's a pretty talented defensive tackle at the U right now. Left that guy as is. 5th round center, that's a 78. Quick, we made it Dalton Risner from Kansas State, regarded as probably the top center in next year's draft class. We left this guy as is. And finally, in the 6th round, we made our 78 superstar linebacker. A little bit biased, a little bit Gator biased. CeCe Jefferson from the University of Florida, 6'1", 260 superstar. Woo! Pretty much got to take over Shane Ray, who's been doing absolutely nothing on our roster. So that is another great draft class. Next year, we still have a couple more draft prospects I want to use. We have 2 first-round picks. Hopefully, we will at least improve upon our 6-10 record and get some momentum, get some traction going. Because it's been utterly disappointing trying to land big fish via free agency. So Kirk Cousins needs to step it up. All right, here we go on the lonely road of faith for year 3. Team's starting to take shape. I mean, some serious questions at the quarterback spot. As Cousins has just straight up regressed. But now we have a dynamic new runner at running back. Wide receiver Sanders is now relegated to 4. We're going with Thomas, Harry in the slot, Ridley on the outside. Jake Butt's an 82, Bulls 83, Tony Adams up to an 80. We have all these guys here. Deerdorf, who gave up 30-some sacks, moving him from tackle to guard, brought him up to a 78. They all have, I believe all 3 of these guys here have quick dev. So I'm expecting probably by the end of this year, this offensive line is going to start looking fairly nasty and where it needs to be. On the defensive front, it's coming along. Simmons 86, obviously our linebackers have been solid. We're going with CeCe Jefferson over Shane Ray. We definitely desperately need a strong safety. There hasn't been one available free agency. And, if you've ever played this game, safeties are pretty much impossible to draft. Our corners look nice. Rasheem Green's up to an 83 overall after a tremendous rookie season. Same with Tim Settle. Tim Settle's up to an 82. It's a work in progress. I don't know if this team's going to particularly do well this year, but, I feel like year 4 is going to be where we're going to want to be, but, you never know. We might surprise this year. So let's see what happens. We might get some of that San Diego/LA Chargers sim luck, and teams that have no right making the playoffs, we might be able to do it. Well, our team sucks once again, but it's time to talk about some free agency in-house signings. So Chris Harris, we want to extend him. Justin Simmons, we want to extend him. This is where it gets a little tight. I mean, Demaryius Thomas has been pretty much playing at a... You know what? I'm going to try to bring back Demaryius. He's been playing very, very well. Best player on the team by a mile, I think. Sanders is gone. Yeah. We'll sign the first 3 guys. And now year 3 is done. Looks like another just terrible season. Well, maybe no. We got a plus there for Kirk Cousins. We finished with 8-8. We're going up. It's slow. It's not the best path, but we're going up. We're definitely going in the right direction. Let's also check what is our pick from the Cleveland Browns going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, the Browns. All right, well, still top 10 pick from the Cleveland Browns ourselves. We got not 15th, but you know what? That's not that bad. I think that's 7th or 8th overall. I couldn't see what there were. I'll take that. Looking at the team, let's check the stats out real quick. I'll take an 8-8 at this point. Given our offensive line still work in progress. And damn, Kirk! Look, sacks are down, and Kirk Cousins with time. He's producing. 4,400 yards, 35 TDs, 14 picks. I saw you had a decent chunk of XP, so we might be able to bump him up to like 85, maybe? I don't know what's exactly been regressing on him. Probably throw power, which is expensive as hell to replace. Running the ball, Rodney Anderson. Oh my God, we can't get a 1,000-yard rusher to save our life. 781, 6 TDs, not hot. Receiving, we got 92 catches, almost 1,400 yards, 9 TDs from Demaryius Thomas. He's been out of control. So I'm luckily, he might be a hidden gem. He's an 85. He's getting old, and he's still producing in the sim. We're gonna pretty much let Emmanuel Sanders go to free agency because our 2 wide receivers we've drafted look like studs. Calvin Ridley, 1,100 yards, 12 TDs, 1,000 yards, 10 TDs for a rookie in Keel Harry, 604 from Jake Butt. Acceptable numbers. On the defensive front, 143 tackles, Todd Davis, 110, Brandon Marshall, 99 for Mr. Von Miller. Sacks look down, 9 sacks for Vaughn, 6.5 for Rasheem Green. Got to get after the quarterback much better than that. But hey, 16 tackles for loss from Rasheem Green. He's a beast. Interception, oh my God, interceptions are bad as well. So, the defense has been letting us down. This definitely looks like the defense let us down this one. Kirk Cousins did his job. Run game kind of sucked, but MVP of the league went to Deshaun Watson with Kirk Cousins. There we go, coming at 9. Slow but surely, we're getting there. The EFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Tom Brady. He is still around. That sucks. 4th went to Kirk Cousins. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jadeveon Clowney. Them Texans are scary good. Todd Davis coming in number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Nkeel. Oh, what? Rodney Anderson had like 900 yards and 7 TDs, and he got Rookie of the Year over Nkeel Harry, who had 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Doesn't make sense, but okay. Both those guys have decent amounts of XP. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to, my God, the Browns did pretty well. CeCe Jefferson coming in at number 3. Bryant Wright, our safety, coming in at number 9. Disappointing season, but we have 2 first-round draft picks. It does feel like one of those rebuilds where no matter what happens, we're not going to be able to bring in a free agent. Reminiscence of like the Colts and the Giants rebuilds of past, where no matter what we did, we couldn't sign anyone. No one respects Vance Joseph. But hopefully we'll have a good offseason because year 4, man, we need to win a Super Bowl, man. I need to win a Super Bowl. But our team's definitely going in the right direction. All right, so here we are in a free agency. And, actually, we're going to see here. Oh, that's too much money. Too much money to try. We need a safety bat. We need a strong safety bat. I'm not going to do the Miles Jack cheese and convert him. We're in a negotiation. For some reason, Carson Wentz is always a free agent now, which I don't know why. But here are negotiations. We're going to start aside Devondre Campbell and move him to interior. Interior. That sounds stupid. Inside linebacker with Todd Davis. We haven't spent our XP yet. That's why CeCe Jefferson is still a 70-80. He had a pretty good season. Manuel Ogbah's a defensive end, and we're just going to try to slide fullback. Nothing crazy. But obviously, Devondre Campbell is kind of the big fish we want to reel in. We have over $50 million in cap, so this is to splurge a little bit. We have about 9 points on the second-place team for Devondre Campbell, and we got it. We signed all 3 of these guys, finally. Maybe this is the turn that we need to finally start to succeed. It rhymes. That's why it works. But now we have 2 first-round picks in the draft class. Hopefully, we can have 3 straight just absolute fire drafts. I feel it in my plums that we're going to be doing much bigger things come January in year number 4. Okay, so here is our draft class, and it turned out to be pretty alright. We needed a safety, strong safety, free safety, whatever, to convert to a strong safety. No good ones. This guy here was projected to go in the 2nd round. I took him at 8. I don't know what I was thinking. 78 normal is not too bad, so we made him Kaliki Hudson from Michigan, who is probably one of the best safeties in college football right now. But then we were able to bring it home with our 18th pick in the 1st round. This was our own. The first pick was belonging to the Browns, which we got C.J. Henderson, an 83 overall quick dev corner. Absolute beast of a pick. Finally, we actually get a high overall, an 80+ with a decent dev trait. Every 80 we've got so far has been a normal. In the 2nd round, we get a nice little combination back for Rodney Anderson. 79 speed back with quick dev, which you made DeAndre Swift from Georgia. Excellent pairing with Rodney Anderson, if I do say so myself. 72 tight end. We got 75 guard, 75 center. Actually, a couple brutal picks in this draft class, but ultimately, we got 3 big-time playmakers, 78, 83, and 79, as we look forward to competing a lot more. We're 8-8. We've done better every single year. Now it's year 4, and now it's time to start thinking about cracking dim playoffs, boy. Alrighty, so now we're here in year number 4. Definitely our best team on paper. Kirk Cousins coming off a 35 touchdown year. I think we +1. Was he 83 last year? 82, 83, either way. Couldn't get him up to 85, but 84 is acceptable. Anderson's up to an 85 with Swift at 79. Marius Thomas is an old man, so now he's relegated to the slot role, with Ridley now as an 88 and N'Keal Harry as an 86. Butt's 83. Butt's actually turning out, obviously. Butt, hilarious last name. But he was he's a 75. Now he's an 83. So that's a nice little project tight end, a budget tight end for those of you guys doing franchise out there. Offensive line is finally looking good. Everyone is above an 80 as I expected. On the defense, Ogbah, newcomer, 80. Settle somehow is developing like crazy. I don't know why. I think he had like 15K or something. I don't know how much XP, but he went from an 84 or something like that to an 87. I don't understand how he's doing so well. Rasheed Green has actually been playing very well. Is 1 point less. Secondary of Roby Harris, Henderson 83 will be getting some snaps. Limited snaps. Simmons at 87. Hopefully, Hudson can solve our strong safety problems. Our linebacking core is looking really solid. Von Miller, Todd Davis, Devondre Campbell, who we were able to bring in via free agency. And CeCe Jefferson is now in 83. So this is definitely our best team. 8-8 is the bottom that I want to be, because obviously we still have 1 more year technically to be in a Super Bowl or bust scenario. But ultimately, I definitely want to see us make a much bigger push and try to get at least, you never know. The AFC West is always competitive. I'd like 10 wins. 10 wins. Let's go. All right, the midseason points. The last time talking about contracts, we're sitting at 6-2. So fingers crossed. Everyone else in the AFC West seems to be doing pretty well. But it's in-house signing time. So Harris, we want to bring him back. Bowles, we want to bring him back. Jake Butt, we want to bring him back. Everyone else, you're going to the sidelines. So we have some big-time cash to splurge on some 90+ free agents in case this shit needs to go to a year 5. Oh, for fuck's sakes. All right, didn't make the playoffs. 9-7. Okay, we're still going upward, right? One win better. Competitive AFC West. How many spots were you out? 9-7. That's like fringe wild card. Let's see, in the AFC, at least we weren't like first team out, were we? Oh, Never mind. Sorry, we were first team out. I mean, they just recently repatched the game to add in the trade meter, and I always feel like every time they do that, they're messing with the sim a little bit. But I mean, our team, we're 1 win away, man. We're 1 win away from being in the playoffs. I feel confident about a year 5 Super Bowl run. I'm not confident at all because I mean, how many of the last rebuilds have we just not even made the playoffs? I feel like it's been somewhat consistent. Anyways, look at our stats here. Kirk Cousins is finally starting to play. Oh my God, 61 sacks. How is that happening? Kirk Cousins, 4,200 passing yards, 32 TDs, 12 picks. It's a good year from Kirk Cousins. Wasn't his fault. Around the ball, we finally have a 1,000-yard rusher here. Rodney Anderson, 1,000 yards. We'll round that up to 1,109 TDs, 7 TDs from DeAndre Swift. On the receiving front, we got 1,200 yards, 81 catches, 11 TDs from Calvin Ridley, almost 808 from Harry, almost 1,007 from Demarius Thomas, 564 and 5 from Mr. Jake Butt, 400 yards and a touchdown through the air for Rodney Anderson. So what's that put him at? Puts him at about, that's not bad. 1,500 yards, double-digit TDs. Very nice. Ooh, sucked on the O-line. God. Defensive front, we got 135 tackles, 4 sacks, 4 picks from our big-time free agency signing. Devondre Campbell looks nice. CeCe Jefferson also had 100 tackles, 7 sacks. Looks like we're finally getting out of the QB, baby. 12.5 sacks for Rasheem Green, 7.5 Von Miller, 7 from CeCe. Von Miller's been definitely underwhelming for this rebuild for a 99, 98 overall. I need to remind you, the number 2 player on the top 100 list has not been very good in the sim. I probably could just like, the Khalil Mack effect, put him in a defensive end, even though he's severely undersized for the 3-4, he probably would do well in the sim. Interception front, Devondre Campbell led the T, which kind of, that's never a good sign. But hey, look at that rookie, Hudson, 91 tackles, second half, 3 picks. I will take that. That might be defensive rookie of the year. 3 picks, Roby, 2 for Simmons, 2 from Chris Harris. It's acceptable, but the offensive line play is definitely what let us down this year. And I definitely thought we were going the right direction because now everyone's above an 80, but I guess I was wrong. MVP went to Aaron Rodgers. This quarterback that I passed on, who's now a 92, I think we made a mistake. Probably should have went with him over Kirk Cousins. I think NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Shawn Watson. We had no one. Defensive Player of the Year went to Melvin Ingram with Devondre Campbell coming in at number 3. Offensive Player of the Year went to Bradford Taylor. Cool. DeAndre Swift coming in at 6. Defensive Player of the Year, there we go. Kaliki Hudson winning it. Very nice. Hopefully you got a little bit of a dev boost when Rodney Anderson won it. You got a normal to quick dev. I would very much take that with Hudson. CJ Henderson coming in at number 3. I'll take that. Some production from our rookies on the defense side of the ball. But all for naught as we're now heading in to year 5. All or nothing. Let's do it. Alright, so now that we're in the best free agency period, the 5th and final year, here's kind of what I'm thinking. First off, we're just going to try to improve our special teams here. We're bringing in the best punter and the best kicker available. This is a terrible, terrible class, to be honest with you. Usually, you have a couple classes that have like 4 or 5 90s. Not the case here. I'm gonna try to sign anyways. Adao Kinsu, and I'm gonna move him to defensive end. I feel like he is the most dominant defensive lineman I've ever seen in college football, and he's never been used as a defensive end. He's always been a pure defensive tackle. I mean, 6'4", 305. That's 3'4" defensive end size. Let's just see. Why not? Let's just see what happens. We're struggling to get sacks. We've only had double-digit sacks like once out of this entire rebuild, and maybe Sue at D end could bring that to us. Let's see if we'll sign him. Let's do it live here. Let's get my live reaction. Come on. Well, last year we got a bunch of the guys we wanted. There we go. Very nice. Let's do it. Let's get to the draft. All right, so here's our year 5 draft class, which is always a crapshoot. I'm just trying to fill out our depth chart. It was all right. We probably have the worst pick in rebuild history for me. First round, we needed a backup tackle, so I got a 78 normal. Second round, we get an 80 DN. Third round, we only had 3 wide receivers on the roster: Demarius Thomas, Harry, and Calvin Ridley. So I got a 78 wide receiver in the 3rd round. Very nice pickup here. 71 wide receiver in the 4th round. 59 overall Q. I just needed a backup for Kirk. Didn't scout any of these guys, so I took a crapshoot. There's 2 mobile QBs that looked somewhat decent. This guy was terrible, and then I just picked this other guy up. He was the other guy, and I wanted to decide whether he's 10 points better, almost whatever, 9 points better. But ultimately, it's a crapshoot of a draft. We got a nice 78 wide receiver in the 3rd round. Ultimately, doesn't matter. Let's get right into Super Bowl or bust time. Year number 5. Alright, so here is our Super Bowl or bust roster. We've ride and died with Mr. Kirk Cousins, who's now an 83. The running back spot, Anderson and Swift. Swift's now an 87. I'm actually going to go with Swift here as the starter. Wide receivers, Havel and Ridley up to a 90. Thomas is in the slot here is an 80. Keel Harry's an 87. Butts an 84. Offensive line looking fairly decent now. All B's, a couple B pluses. Tony Adams is an 86, which is pretty nice. On the defensive sidelines, and now we can see now is a defensive end, Tim Settle, 88. Rasheem Green, 87. He's been probably our most productive player on the defensive side of the ball. We have 82 plus corners here. Henderson now will take over for Roby, regressing a little bit. Chris Harris still holding on. Safeties, Hudson up to an 84 after a defensive rookie of the year performance, which got him a quick dev trait. Linebacking core has been pretty good, even though Von Miller's been incredibly disappointing with his stats that he's putting up. But you know, I'm going to Dubuque and Sue here. I want to see Sue put up like 20 sacks, something crazy like that. So this is our team. I feel somewhat confident that we should do some damage here. We've literally gone up by 1 or 2 wins every year. My goal for this year is at least 10 wins, squeak into the wild card. I need to win a Super Bowl, man. I got to get into the Super Bowl. This team's good, man. Let's see what we can do. See what we can do with a sub-85 QB. That's probably what's going to happen now. It took too long, and now Cousins sucks too much for us to win the sim. All right, and we got season's end. Look at that. We got a bye. Very nice. Pluses everywhere. Okay, what we finish? 13-3. That's +4. We've gone up +2. We've gone up +1, but a +4 outright. I mean, that's pretty crazy though. +3 for an old man like Kirk Cousins. Winning the AFC West. It's about time. It wasn't even because maybe it was making the change to DeAndre Swift as a starter. Let's see here. Kirk Cousins, 4,300 passing yards, 30 TDs, 16 picks, got sacked 54 times. That's pretty much more or less the same of what's happened this entire rebuild, where no matter what our offensive line's ratings are, like everyone on the O-line was like, they have good momentum, like they're in the pluses, but they still gave up 54 sacks, which doesn't make sense. Running the ball though, look at this. DeAndre Swift, 1,200 yards, 13 TDs. He had 4 fumbles, is not hot. But definitely the best running season statistically we've had by far in this rebuild. 550 and 8 from Rodney Anderson, so a good two-headed attack for sure. As far as receiving is concerned, Calvin Ridley, 85 catches, 1,200 yards, 11 TDs. 84 catches, 1,100 yards, 10 TDs from Demaryius Thomas, who's probably been the best player in this rebuild, I would say. Him and Rasheem Green. We got 760 and 4 from Jake Butt, 665 and 4 from N'Keal Harry, which is definitely not good. Who sucks on the O-line? Is it Jonah Williams again? Oh my god. Alright, anyways, on the defensive side, we got 117 tackles from Devondre Campbell, 2 sacks, 3 picks, 103 tackles from Von Miller, 10.5 sacks, 1 pick. On the sacks front, we got 14 sacks from CC Jefferson, 10.5 for Von Miller, 7 from Rasheem Green, only 4.5 for Ndamukong Suh, but 15 tackles for loss is pretty damn good. Same with 12 tackles for loss for Tim Settle and 3 sacks, 6 picks from Chris Harris, his best season, I think. For us. Better late than never. 3 picks from Andre Campbell, 2 from Wright, 2 for Henderson, 2 from Roby. Good season. I'm not going to lie. Nothing about these stats says 13-3, but we'll take it. MVP, what did it? I don't know why that always happens. Jacoby Brissett got the MVP award. The AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Jacoby Brissett, obviously. No love for any of our players on the Denver Broncos. Defensive Player of the Year went to Ryan Shazier. Von Miller coming in at number 2. CC Jefferson at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to this guy. Random guy. Any Broncos? Nope. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to this guy. And no Broncos. Either way, pretty good turnaround. Not the most drastic turnaround we've seen. I would expect that result with this team, but not with the sim. You know what I'm saying? I'll absolutely take it. Let's spend this XP real quick before this playoff push. I'm going to let the computer do what they think's best with that O-lineman. How are these giving up 53 sacks and they're getting that kind of XP? I can't stress enough, guys, to buy the offensive line XP boost. It's definitely the best investment out of all of them because you get the more bang for your buck, same with D-line. So now, this should take our offensive line, maybe some 90s. No 90s, but Adams an 88. 94 for Calvin Ridley. Very nice. Very, very nice. Who are we playing? Who are we playing in the divisional round? But why would Madden make me wait for the 5th and final year? I know it's climatic, it's absolutely dramatic, but I mean, why make me wait 5 years? this should have happened at least a couple years before. But we're third. Are we the number 1 seed in the NFL? If we're the number 1 seed in the NFL, that's pretty ridiculous. We are. We're far and away by 2 wins. Where was this? Like any other year that we've had it. We had 1 year that our team sucked. Every other year we should have been in the playoff hunt. We're getting 6 wins, 8-8, 9-7. Then out of nowhere we get 13-3 in year 5. I'm a little skeptical here, Madden. What's going on? It smells fishy. But we'll take it, man. We'll take it. It's better than being in our 5th year and not making the playoffs, which we've seen the last 3 rebuilds. So we're taking on the 10-6 Houston Texans. They got Deshaun Watson, who's playing out of his mind, which is going to be very fun to go up against in the sim. But I'm going to try my damnedest to win this Super Bowl for you guys, for the brand, like Pat McAfee says. Do it for the brand, baby. All right, let's get into this game. Oh, let's go Calvin Ridley. Oh, and you attacked them right now. Go for the head on the opening drive. 55 yards. Kirk Cousins, Calvin Ridley. Throw the 6 up, baby. Let's go. Oh! Oh! Oh, my God. Because obviously, the Texans were going to go down and score. And then on the next play, 77 yards. Calvin Ridley's a freak. He's a 90. It's not too often we draft a 90 overall or 90-plus wide receiver. But that is simply ridiculous. 6-1. The jump ball here over 25 on the Texans. And he's gone. He's a burner. You got 96 speed, baby. What a play. Man, this chemistry. Cousins to Ridley is lethal. Kirk to Calvin. Oh, he's gone. You can't give DeAndre Swift that kind of space, baby. You ain't catching him 29. Get out of here, bruh. DeAndre Swift, burner. 92 speed, 53 yards. It's too easy. Come on, Bernardrick. You gotta wrap that up. And the costly turnover from the Houston Texans puts us on the 1-yard line. We're just going to try to punch this right up in the middle here. Boom, too easy. Finally, the offensive line that's been struggling throughout the entirety of this rebuild is getting it going. And the 13-3 Denver Broncos are stomping the Texans right now. We're going to hit them with a little no huddle as we're rolling. I mean, they got a touchdown. It's a high-scoring game. Anytime I get any sort of dominance going in the sim, I feel like the computer just for some reason will always catch up. Oh, my God. Run, Kirk. Run. Oh! Okay, gain of 2. Okay. Christian Covington. Canadian boy. Turn up to the clock. Let's go curl flat. See if we can hit Jake Butt or something like that. Use one of... I mean, we got N'Keal Harry. 6'4". I think Jake Butt is going to be the best option here. Boom! Right there. Wide open. Gets the separation on the linebacker. And that's 30 points in the first half, gentlemen. And lady. Alright, we're just going to sim this one out. I think we did the job. We put up 35 points on my own sim. I figure that the team should be able to coast from that point. Texans offense. Deshaun Watson. Overmatched on this day by Kirk Cousins. More importantly, he actually beat us. More importantly, DeAndre Swift, 147 yards, 2 TDs. 5 catches for 187 for Calvin Ridley. Our studs were on fire. And the Denver Broncos are moving on to the NFC. Because they're not in the NFC. The AFC Championship game. Oh, you ain't catching me, boy. What is a... Oh, he might. They might. Oh, Jalen Ramsey fast. There you go. I don't know what that was. 60, 70 yards. Man, DeAndre Swift's a beast. But that's one thing I've been missing in the rebuild. I've been missing that absolute burner of a running back. The running game's just been non-existent. But here we are in the red zone. It's the Jags. They're trying to get to the Super Bowl. They're a good defense. We don't want to throw anything stupid. Jake Butt wide open. Jake Butt wide open, and he drops it. God damn it. Hold on to the ball, bud. Don't be an ass. Pun intended. Second to go from the 2. I mean, we are in C4 special territory. But, of course, it's a passing league nowadays. My God, let's run it in. Let's run it in, Kirk. There we go. Kirk Cousins takes it in for the first score of the game in front of the home fans here at Mile High Stadium. 7-zip Broncos. Oh, you get in. You get in! There we go. N'Keal Harry puts us up 14-zip. It's been incredibly tough to move the ball here on this Jags D. More so, got no time to throw the ball. Lots of sacks. But that's a good lead. If we can hold this on 14 zip, feel confident. Old man Demaryius Thomas! What is that tackling? That is horrendous tackling from a very, usually good tackling Jaguars secondary with Jalen Ramsey, Boye, Barry. I don't know, obviously Barry Church is probably gone, but old man Demaryius Thomas is on right now, being the most electrifying player on the offense. Look at that. 21 misreads it, and that is a piss poor. I mean, Demaryius Thomas is a big boy. Come on. Amateur level tackles. Can't believe he didn't pick that off. Oh, Ridley. Oh, that was too easy. Simply stick a fork in them. They're done. They're done. Let's get the sim out. Let's get the sim out. Oh, get the sim. Nope. Nope. Let's get the sim out. Oh. Let's just go key moments here. This one's over. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. Led by Swift, old man Demaryius Thomas. Where was this Denver Broncos 4 straight years before? Cousins 3 TDs on the day, 187 for DeAndre Swift. So moving on to the Super Bowl to play the winner. I think it was of the Bucks and the Saints. Okay, could be a little interesting. The Saints are they have the quarterback that we did passed up on to stick with Kirk Cousins, but I mean the Bucks are the Bucks. Let's see who we're playing in the Super Bowl. Oh, man, Demaryius! He's alive! He's coming alive. We're wearing the old John Elway TD jerseys to try to, tap into that vibe. That's old man Demaryius Thomas playing Rod Smith, 60-yard TD. Broncos up 7. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh boy, Demaryius Thomas. Like, not only was he, without a doubt, overall for this rebuild, the best player, defying the laws of age in Madden, he's been insane. That we've been playing in. That one play putting us right up onto the 28, sorry. I think we're going to keep throwing it here. We're going to keep attacking them. I know they got Marshawn Lattimore now. It's not your dad's Saints defense. But they're not playing very well right now. Oh, B and A's wide open. Wow, we waited a little long there. Hit in Keel Harry. What? Man, they're playing like the Saints, your dad's Saints defense. Not too often you're going, like, the way Kirk Cousins has been playing right now, like, not too often you're only incomplete in, like, 5, 6, 7 passes a game. I don't know what it is. This scheme's working out. We're cheesing them a little bit here with the chew the clock because, it is the Saints. We're going up against the quarterback we passed on, and they pretty much did score an instant TD on us. But they don't have a... Oh, that's a bad pass. Oh, that could have been picked. That would have been some cheese if that was picked, but that could have been picked. No, we haven't ran. We haven't ran in a while? Because we haven't had a meaningful damn game in a rebuild. We haven't run the C4 Special. Everyone knows C4 Special. This is your first time stopping by. Madden 17. Halfback toss to the left. We got DeAndre Swift. An absolute burner. Oh, that's a good tackle. Okay, 52. We're getting ready to murk him. And 52 made a play. All right, 3rd and goal. See if we can get something here at the tight ends. We'll go coach suggestions. We'll try to run with the coach here. You know what? We'll go... we won't get too crazy. We'll just go slants. Just run a slants. Maybe audible. Audible Demaryius Thomas. See if we can get DT here. Another ring. Right there. Boop, 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 boop. You better believe he's not dropping that. 2 TDs to Demaryius. He's going off. He's playing like Tim Tebow's tossing him the rock. All right, we've managed a pretty good drive here. Up to the 10 here. We're going to try to use our tight end. Like I said, I like using the old tight end here. Get Jake Butt involved. Oh, he beats his linebacker. Oh, too easy. Who's that? Manti Te'o's like 40. He ain't covering Jake Butt. Oh, come on. You're 6-something with 90 speed. That's how you get open. There you go. Thanks for tackling the end zone, bruh. The Saints are able to score a touchdown. There's 66 yards there in Keel Harry. Doing our best. Because it looks like the Saints offense, they're 94 overall. We're a 90 overall team. They're 94. It's going to be, exchanging touchdowns back and forth, my guess, in the second half. Oh, Saints turned it over, baby. Let's see if we can get 5 first-half TDs here for Kirk Cousins. Boop, wide open again. Thank you very much. You know what? We're going to hit with the note. We're going to hit with the, well, actually, we'll hit them with the run. They'll probably think, oh, my God. Kirk Cousins has been relentless. And we're going to hit you, remind you. We have DeAndre Swift back here. Offensive line's actually blocking fairly well, but Pretty good tackling there on the play by the Saints. Second goal from the 3. I really want to get a C4 spot. I mean, 5 first half touchdowns is pretty goddamn remarkable, considering we barely ever make the playoffs. But I think we need a C4 special touchdown in here. Either of our running backs are capable, be it Swift, Rodney Anderson. There you go. Too easy. Thank you very much. 30 first half points once again in this playoff run. All right, that was not a good pass. Definitely not a good pass. Oh, where's the tackling? This is like all rookie level tackling from a not good defense. Where's the tackling? They were able to get the touchdown off the really, really bad. I mean, speaking of their tackling, that was a terrible decision on the Kirk Cousins pick. But, I mean, we know Swift, if you get a burner of a running back, they're absolutely a nightmare. But that was horrific tackling. Come on, 23. Is that Lattimore? Come on. All right, here we are. I guess after the patch that patched the trade meter, they must have just made it so every Super Bowl is the Eagles-Patriots because really no defense is happening in this game. Now they're starting to use their timeouts. Doesn't matter. Super Sim, they'll go down the field in 30 seconds with no timeouts. So we really do need to score a touchdown here, fellas. Field goal. They're probably going to march down the field and score on our ass. So let's do our best to not have that happen. Boom. Right there. Boom. Oh my God. There's somehow man's like, oh, 4th and inches. Wasn't actually a first down. All right, 1st and 10. They actually gave it to me, mother of God. We're making them use all their timeouts. I don't know. I guess that'll help us if we have to kick a field goal. They might not get that weird free-stick kicker angle. But we need no fumble. Swift already had a pretty... Oh, right there. Swift already had a pretty costly fumble earlier. Not going to lie. Now they use all their timeouts. Looking good. Kind of surprised. Usually they hold off with 1. You know what we're going to do, baby. You know what we're going to do, baby. You know we're going to win this damn... Break this. I think we're on a 3 losing streak. We're going to break it with a damn toss to the left. To DeAndre Swift. They read it pretty damn good. And we stumbled. And we took on a bunch of botched tackles. I mean, we had the field goal here. They have no timeouts. But, you know what? We'll try a toss to the right. Why not, right? We want to end this off and stop. Unless something catastrophic happens, we should be able to win a Super Bowl here. But I really want to get the... Oh, right there. Well, we had a clear path. I'm going to burn timeout. We had a clear path! Lack of execution. All right, we're going back. We're going back to the left. Maybe we'll get Rodney Anderson in here. He'll have some fresh legs. No, it's still Swift. Okay. Ooh, this looks a little bit more favorable. This looks a little more favorable. Gets the edge. Gets in. That should be a Denver Broncos Super Bowl right there. What was that there? That would have been their 4th? This would have been their 4th Super Bowl? Boom! Just like that. We break the curse. I don't know. It's been a while since we had to take it all the way to year 5 to win a Super Bowl, let alone have like the best team in the NFL year 5 after 4 very mediocre years, 4 years of not making the playoffs, 4 years of struggling to get to 500. But that's I guess what happened here. And we went up against the quarterback that, you know, Kirk Cousins did not look so hot in the beginning. This was the QB. Ended up going to the Saints. He's like a 90-some overall. You know, it's fitting. Fitting that we win this one. Fitting that it works out. The Denver Broncos rebuild with Kirk Cousins, so they're going to be trying to land in free agency, who ends up with a 5-year plan. I don't know. Kirk Cousins' deal seems like he wants a short-term deal. Could be a 5-year deal. At the end of that 5-year deal, he might start to pay dividends for the Denver Broncos with old man Demaryius Thomas. Maybe they'll go get a nice little speed back like DeAndre Swift, Philly's finest, from the University of Georgia. And you just got to replicate the old John Elway, get the old man quarterback. I don't know what Kirk Cousins is right now. Isn't he 34, 35, someone like that, near the end of his career? We have a nice little running back. Looks like they're giving player of the game to, I don't know who, 85. Not gonna lie, I'm not up to date with my numbers. This is a badass offensive line with the visor. Let's get it in. Cousins, Ridley. Oh, they gave it to Ridley, I guess. I think he only had like 50 yards, but there you go. So thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Realistic Rebuilds. Finally, we got back on the score sheet in the positive, in the green with a Super Bowl victory. We're down to 3 teams. We have the Vikings, Falcons, and Rams remaining. Let me know in the comment section below which one of those 3 teams you want to see next. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.